The night settles slowly over a quiet American town. The sky is completely dark, covered with heavy clouds that move very slowly across the vast, inky expanse. Rain begins to fall in a calm, steady way. It's not a loud, dramatic downpour. It's not sudden or surprising. Just a soft, gentle rain falling again and again, a quiet rhythm for the sleeping world. Streetlights glow faintly along the empty roads, casting a soft amber hue on the scene below. Their light reflects on the wet pavement, creating long, blurry shapes that shimmer and dance with each falling drop. There are no cars passing by tonight. No people walking their dogs or hurrying home from a late shift. There is only the sound of rain touching the ground, a soft, persistent whisper. The buildings stand still and silent, their forms like dark sentinels guarding the quiet streets. Every window is dark, a sign that the town has surrendered to the night and to sleep. Everything feels calm, peaceful, and unchanging. Rain taps gently on the rooftops, a soft drumming that soothes the soul. It lands on sidewalks and closed doors, each drop sounding the same as the last one, creating a symphony of tranquility. The air feels cool and heavy with moisture. A slow, almost imperceptible breeze moves through the streets, rustling the leaves of the trees ever so slightly. Time itself seems to slow down here, in this moment of perfect stillness. Nothing is rushing. Nothing needs your attention. There are no demands, no deadlines, just the here and now. The rain continues its effortless descent. It falls naturally, calmly, almost endlessly. It's a force of nature that isn't forceful at all, but rather a gentle embrace. Water flows quietly along the edges of the road, forming small, transient streams that move at an easy, unhurried pace. They meander around fallen leaves and small stones. Their journey is peaceful as the rain that feeds them. This night does not bring events. It does not bring movement or excitement. It only brings a profound and welcome stillness, a chance to pause and simply be. Let this steady, gentle sound guide you toward a state of deep rest and tranquility. There is a unique kind of beauty in a world asleep under the rain. The sharp edges of the day have softened. The colors are muted, blended together by the darkness and the water. It's a watercolor painting come to life, constantly shifting and changing with each new drop. The gentle tapping on the roof above is a reminder of the shelter you have, a cozy haven from the elements. This sound can be a source of immense comfort, a sound that many associate with safety and childhood. It's a sound that says, all is well. You can rest now. As we draw closer to the end of our time together in this quiet town, let the feeling of peace settle deep within you. The rain shows no sign of stopping. Its gentle rhythm, a constant companion through the darkest hours of the night. It will continue to fall long after we part, washing the world clean and nurturing the earth. Carry this sense of calm with you. Remember the soft glow of the streetlights on the wet pavement, the gentle tapping on the rooftops, and the profound stillness of a world at rest. The night is deep, the rain is soft, and all is calm. Thank you for sharing this quiet moment. May your rest be as peaceful as this rainy night. Sleep well. It's raining again. The same soft rain that started just after dinner. No thunder, no wind, just a gentle, even tapping on the roof that never gets louder or softer. It's been going for hours now, steady as a heartbeat you've forgotten to notice. Emily sits in the armchair by the window. The curtains are half open. Streetlight glows through the wet glass in pale yellow streaks. She's holding a cup of herbal tea that went cold 20 minutes ago. The mug is heavy in her hands. She doesn't drink it. She just likes to wait. The clock on the wall ticks once, twice. The second hand is slow tonight, almost lazy. Outside, a single car goes by. Headlights slide across the room for a moment, then disappear. After that, only rain. Only rain. She thinks about tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be rainy too. Same kind, same quiet rhythm. She'll wake up late, make toast, watch the steam rise and fade, listen to the drops keep falling on the same roof, in the same soft way. She exhales. The sound mixes with the rain until you can't tell them apart. She closes her eyes, not to sleep, just to listen. The rain keeps going, very gently, very slowly. Sometimes, a quiet night is all you need. A moment to just be, without expectation. The world slows down to the rhythm of the raindrops, and in that slowness, there's a strange kind of peace. It's in the way the streetlights blur, the way a forgotten cup of tea feels solid in your hands. It's the permission to do nothing, to simply exist within the sound. Think about the last time you truly listened to the rain, not just heard it, but listened. Each drop has its own tiny story, a journey from the clouds to your window pane, and all those stories together create a song, a lullaby for the restless mind. It washes away the noise of the day, leaving behind a clean, quiet space. In this space, thoughts can drift without purpose. Worries can soften at the edges. You don't have to solve anything. You don't have to plan the next step. You can just watch the world through a curtain of water and feel a part of something calm and continuous. The gentle tapping becomes a companion. It doesn't ask for anything. It doesn't demand your attention. It's just there, a steady presence in the background. It's a reminder that even when things feel still, life is moving, flowing, and cleansing. The house feels different in the rain, cozier, safer. It's as if the world outside has been muted, and your own small corner becomes a sanctuary. The familiar shapes of furniture, the soft glow of a lamp, the ticking of a clock, they all feel more profound, more comforting. Emily doesn't need the tea to be warm. Its purpose has changed. It's an anchor, a small weight connecting her to the physical world while her mind wanders with the weather. The simple act of holding it is enough. It's a quiet protest against the need to always be doing something. And tomorrow, if it rains again, that's okay. Another day to listen. Another day to find beauty in the gray. The rain doesn't rush. It takes its time. Maybe that's the lesson. To take our time. To let things unfold at their own pace. The sound of her own breath, a soft sigh, merges with the rain. For a moment, she is the rain. She is the quiet night. She is the stillness in the room. This isn't loneliness. It's solitude, a precious, peaceful state where you can finally hear yourself think, or better yet, not have to think at all. There's a comfort in knowing that this rain has fallen for centuries. It has drummed on countless roofs, soothed countless souls. By listening to it, you're connecting to something timeless, something much larger than your own life. You're part of a long, unbroken chain of quiet nights and gentle rain. The car that passed was just a fleeting interruption, a brief flicker of someone else's journey crossing yours. But when it's gone, the quiet returns, deeper than before. It's the silence after a note is played that makes the music. It's the stillness after movement that brings the peace. And so she listens, not waiting for the rain to stop, not waiting for sleep to come, just listening. Because in the soft, persistent rhythm of the falling rain, she finds a reflection of her own steady heartbeat, a quiet assurance that everything is okay, right here, right now. The world can wait. Tonight is for the rain, and for the quiet peace it brings. Let the sound wash over you. Let it fill the empty spaces. There is no need to hurry. There is nowhere else to be, just here, listening to the gentle, endless rain. Slow down, breathe, and just be. Soft rain is falling outside on a quiet American evening. The sky is dark, and the clouds move slowly across it, a deep, endless canvas of gray and black. The rain touches everything with a gentle hand. It taps lightly on the rooftops, creating a soft, percussive rhythm that feels ancient and comforting. It washes over the empty streets, turning the asphalt into a dark, shimmering mirror. It drips from the leaves of the silent trees, each drop a tiny, glistening jewel in the dim light. Everything feels incredibly still and calm, as if the whole world has paused to listen to the song of the rain. A gentle breeze moves through the air, almost imperceptible, just enough to stir the leaves and carry the fresh, clean scent of wet earth. The sound of the rain is the only constant, a steady and peaceful whisper that fills the night. It's not a downpour, not a storm, just a persistent, soothing shower that seems to wash away the noise and haste of the day. Streetlights glow softly, their golden halos blurred by the moisture in the air. Their light reflects on the wet road, creating long, wavering streams of gold on a black surface. It's a beautiful, lonely sight, but not a sad one. It's a loneliness that feels peaceful, a solitude that brings tranquility. There's no sense of urgency here. Nothing is rushing. Nothing needs your attention. The world outside the window is moving at its own pace, slow and deliberate. The rain continues its descent, drop after drop after drop, slow and even, There's a hypnotic quality to its consistency. Each sound blends seamlessly into the next, forming a smooth, unbroken rhythm that lulls the mind into a state of deep relaxation. It's the kind of sound you can get lost in, a natural white noise that blankets your thoughts and soothes your spirit. It's the sound of nature quietly reclaiming the night. The houses on the street rest quietly, their shapes softened by the rain and the darkness. Through the windows, you can see the occasional dim light shining from within, a sign of life and warmth tucked away from the cool, wet night. Each home is an island of comfort, a safe harbor in the gentle storm. The night feels safe and ordinary in the most reassuring way possible. There are no surprises, no sudden noises, just a predictable and comforting pattern of the rainfall. It's a reminder that even in the vast darkness, there is a rhythm and an order to things. A gentle cycle that continues day after day, night after night. As you listen, you might notice your own breathing becoming slower and easier, falling into sync with the gentle pace of the rain. The tension you might have been holding in your shoulders begins to melt away. Thoughts that were racing through your mind start to fade, losing their sharp edges and becoming distant murmurs. The rain has a way of doing that, of washing the mind clean, leaving behind a sense of clarity and peace. It encourages you to let go, to simply be present in this moment, without any need to think or do or plan. You are just here, listening. The rain keeps falling, steady and boring, in the best possible way. Its monotony is its magic. It's a sound that asks for nothing and gives everything. It doesn't demand your focus, but it captures it effortlessly. The dark night stays calm, a silent observer to the rain's quiet performance. The world feels smaller, more intimate, as if the rain has created a protective curtain around you, shielding you from the complexities of the outside world. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated peace, a gift from the night sky. Allow the sound to fill your space, to become the soundtrack to your rest. Imagine the cool, fresh air on your skin, the smell of rain-soaked soil and pavement. Picture the water trickling down window panes, distorting the world outside into a beautiful, abstract painting of light and color. Each drop that falls is a note in a symphony composed just for this moment, just for you. There is nothing else you need to do but listen and let the soothing rhythm guide you towards a state of deep calm and restfulness. Let the quiet power of this rainy night envelop you completely. Feel the stillness seep into your bones. The world has slowed down, and you can slow down with it. The steady patter against the roof is a gentle lullaby, a timeless sound that has soothed generations before you. There's a profound sense of connection in that thought, a feeling of being part of something much larger and more enduring than our fleeting daily worries. The rain connects the sky to the earth, and in its gentle persistence, it connects us to a deeper sense of peace within ourselves. Let go of the day, let go of your thoughts, and just float on the sound of the rain. The clouds continue their slow, silent journey across the sky, releasing their gentle burden onto the sleeping world below. The streetlights maintain their lonely vigil, casting a soft, painterly glow on the wet surfaces. The trees stand patient and still, their branches heavy with moisture, their leaves dripping with a slow, meditative rhythm. The entire scene is a study in tranquility, a perfect moment of quiet beauty frozen in time. This is a night for rest, for renewal, for letting the simple, honest sound of the rain wash over you and carry you away into a peaceful, restorative sleep. The rain will continue to fall, a steady and faithful companion through the dark hours, ensuring the world is clean and fresh for a new day. But for now, there is only the night and the rain, and a profound, all-encompassing peace. Dark clouds gather over a quiet American town as night falls. A soft rain begins to fall, pattering gently on empty streets under the cloudy sky. The rain continues its gentle descent as streetlights cast a dim, steady glow. Wet roads reflect the soft yellow light, showing no movement, no sign of life. Water gathers slowly along the edge of the road, flowing without urgency. The night feels calm, peaceful, and completely ordinary. Rain taps quietly on parked cars and sidewalks. A soft, rhythmic percussion. No people are seen anywhere. The streets are entirely deserted. Clouds hang low over silent houses, their windows glowing faintly in the distance like sleepy eyes. The sound of the rain is steady and smooth, a constant, soothing hum. Nothing changes in the quiet night. A light breeze moves through the still trees, and the leaves barely shift under the weight of the falling rain. Street corners remain empty and silent, waiting for a morning that feels a long way off. The rain keeps falling evenly, a consistent, gentle downpour. Water flows slowly toward nearby drains, the pace never changing, never quickening. The dark sky blocks all stars from view, a thick blanket of gray and black. The town stays quiet, wrapped in the sounds of the night and the rain. Rain falls softly on rooftops and fences, the sound blending into the quiet atmosphere, becoming one with the night itself. Streetlights remain steady, without a single flicker to disturb the calm. The wet pavement shines calmly, reflecting the unwavering light from above. No cars pass through the street, leaving everything still and undisturbed. The rain continues its gentle, hypnotic rhythm. Time feels slow, almost unimportant, as the minutes stretch into one another. Sidewalks shine softly under the falling rain, but no footsteps are heard. Clouds move slowly, almost imperceptibly, across the dark canvas of the sky. Nothing draws your attention. The scene is one of complete tranquility. Rain touches every surface evenly, a cool, gentle caress. The night remains beautifully dull and profoundly calm. The air feels cool and peaceful against your skin. Breathing feels slow and easy, in sync with the rhythm of the falling rain. Water forms small, shallow puddles along the road, their surfaces a perfect mirror of the dark sky, remaining completely undisturbed. The town rests quietly under the steady rainfall, and no changes appear in the landscape. The rain continues without pause, its familiar, repetitive sound a source of comfort. Streetlights reflect long, distorted shapes on the wet asphalt, a silent, abstract painting that remains unchanged. The trees stand perfectly still as rain slides down their leaves, and there is no wind to follow. The dark night feels safe, almost boring in its predictability. Nothing interrupts the deep calm. Rain taps gently on metal signs, the sound staying soft, a muted ping that adds to the layered soundscape. No voices or movement appear anywhere. The street remains utterly empty. Water continues to move slowly, the flow staying smooth and constant. The clouds remain thick and heavy, a dense ceiling that shows no sign of clearing. Rain falls evenly across the houses and roads, covering the entire town in a uniform blanket of moisture. The town stays quiet, lost in its rainy slumber. Lights glow faintly through the misty rain. their soft halos blurring at the edges. No shadows move, nothing shifts. The night air stays cool and damp, and everything feels settled and in its right place. The rain repeats the same pattern over and over again. Nothing new happens. Streetlights continue to glow softly, their light a beacon in the gentle dark. The road remains empty, a silent river of asphalt. Water drips quietly from the edges of roofs, the sound calm and measured. The town feels still and deeply asleep, as the rain never stops its lullaby. The clouds hold their place in the sky, and the darkness remains complete and enveloping. The many sounds of the rain blend into one gentle, continuous noise, the rhythm staying perfectly steady. No sudden sounds appear to break the spell. A deep silence surrounds the rain. Wet sidewalks reflect the dim light, and still, nothing moves. The rain continues, its calm and steady fall. Time feels stretched, elongated, as if each moment lasts just a little bit longer. Street corners stay empty and quiet, and no change arrives. Water flows along the curb slowly, the motion a simple, repeating loop. The night remains peaceful and wonderfully dull. Everything stays just the same. Rain touches the rooftops softly, the sound remaining gentle and unobtrusive. The lights reflect clearly on the wet roads, their shimmering images unbroken as no cars pass by. The town rests under the falling rain, and a deep calm fills the air. The clouds stay dark and unmoving, and the sky remains heavy with their presence. The rain continues its soft fall, and nothing draws your attention away from the simple beauty of the moment. The street stays silent. No footsteps appear on the wet pavement. Water gathers quietly near the drains, its flow slow and methodical. The streetlights remain constant, their warm glow never changing, never fading. The rain repeats its quiet rhythm, and the night stays comfortingly boring. The air feels cool and still, and the calm continues unbroken. The road shines under the rain, but no movement appears on its surface. The clouds remain thick overhead, and the darkness stays complete. Rain falls gently everywhere, the sound even and predictable. The town remains asleep, and nothing shifts in the stillness. Lights glow softly through the rain, and the scene remains plain and simple. Water moves slowly along the pavement, the pace staying steady and unhurried. The rain continues without stopping, and a profound silence surrounds it. The night feels long and quiet, and nothing changes. The streetlights reflect on the wet ground, their glow soft and comforting. The clouds do not break apart. The sky remains dark. Rain touches every surface calmly, and the rhythm continues its endless loop. No activity appears anywhere. The town stays still, locked in this peaceful moment. Water flows gently toward the drains, the sound smooth and consistent. The night remains boring and peaceful, and a deep calm fills the space. The rain continues its steady fall. Everything stays the same. The dark town rests quietly under the rain. Nothing changes at all. Thank you for joining me in this quiet moment. If you enjoyed this peaceful experience, please consider subscribing for more. Sweet dreams. The sky overhead is a deep, unbroken darkness, and a soft rain has been falling over the town for what feels like an eternity. It's a gentle, persistent rain, the kind that doesn't demand attention, but simply becomes the background to everything. The streetlights cast a soft, warm glow, their light shimmering on the wet, black asphalt of the roads. There's no movement at all, not a single car passing, not a person in sight. The reflections of the lights stretch out across the wet pavement, long and unbroken. Rain taps quietly on the empty sidewalks, a soft, percussive sound that's slow and incredibly steady. It's a rhythm you can lose yourself in. Along the curb, water flows in a calm, shallow stream, following a familiar path toward the drains. It's a quiet river in a miniature world. High above, the clouds hang low and heavy, blanketing the silent houses. There's a palpable sense of calm in the atmosphere. Nothing breaks its steady, hypnotic rhythm. The street remains utterly deserted. You could stand here for hours and not see a single headlight piercing the gloom. The trees stand perfectly still, their branches heavy, as rain slides silently down each leaf, dripping from the tips. The sound of the rain is the only sound, and it fills the air so completely and evenly that it almost becomes a form of silence itself. The silence is absolute, broken only by the gentle, constant patter of the rain. It touches every surface with a soft, even hand. There's something wonderfully boring about this night, a long and peaceful monotony that soothes the mind. The clouds above are thick and unmoving, a permanent ceiling. The rain continues its slow, gentle descent. The town stays quiet, undisturbed, wrapped in a cocoon of peace. You can hear water dripping softly from the edges of roofs, a slightly different note in the symphony of the rain. Nothing changes in the dark surroundings. The air feels cool and profoundly relaxed. The rain just repeats its sound over and over, a mantra for the night. No sudden noises break The quiet, no distant sirens, no barking dogs. The town is completely asleep under the protective blanket of rain. The wet pavement reflects the dim yellow light, a mirror to the quiet sky. The rain continues at the exact same pace. The town feels incredibly quiet and safe, tucked away from the worries of the world. The rain repeats its gentle rhythm, a lullaby for an entire community. The lights glow softly through the veil of falling rain, their halos fuzzy and warm. No activity appears anywhere. The night continues its calm, unhurried procession toward dawn. Water moves slowly along the pavement, a lazy river finding its way. The clouds remain thick overhead, a constant presence. Rain falls evenly across the town, on every house, every garden, every street. The street stays silent. The sound of rain stays constant, a white noise that washes everything clean. The night feels long and quiet, an endless expanse of peace. Nothing new appears, nothing happens. The rain continues, its calm fall, a meditation in liquid form. The streetlights reflect with surprising clarity on the wet ground, doubling the light in this dark world. The town remains still, as if holding its breath. The clouds don't move quickly. There is no wind to push them. The rain touches every surface softly, coating the world in a thin, glistening layer of water. The rhythm never changes. It's a pulse, the heartbeat of the quiet night. Soft rain continues to fall over the empty streets of the quiet town. Streetlights glow faintly on the wet asphalt, reflecting the calm of the night. You can hear the rain tapping gently on sidewalks and parked cars. Water flows slowly along the roadside, moving steadily onward. Above the silent town, the clouds remain thick and dark, a heavy blanket over the sleeping world. The night air feels cool and heavy with moisture. The rain falls evenly on rooftops and fences, a soft, percussive sound in the quiet. No cars pass through these empty streets tonight. The streetlights reflect long, soft shapes on the wet roads, like ghosts of the day's traffic. The town remains completely quiet under the steady, gentle rain. The rain continues at the same slow rhythm, a constant, soothing beat. The trees stand still, their leaves dripping with water, each drop a tiny note in this nighttime symphony. The sky stays dark, hiding all the stars, but the lack of celestial light only adds to the sense of intimacy and enclosure. You can almost see the water dripping softly from the edges of rooftops, each drop joining the collective flow below. Nothing changes in the dark surroundings. There's a comforting predictability to the scene. The air feels still and relaxed, free from the tension of the day. The rain repeats the same sound over and over, a mantra of calm and peace. The streetlights reflect softly on the wet pavement, turning the ordinary into something beautiful. No movement appears anywhere in the scene, not a single stray cat or rustling leaf. The night remains peaceful and gloriously dull. The rain falls steadily, without interruption, a constant presence. The town rests quietly under the night sky, a collective sigh of relief. The clouds hold their place, heavy and dark, but not menacing. Water flows slowly toward the drains along the streets, a quiet, purposeful journey. The sound of the rain remains soft and steady, a lullaby for the houses and the people inside them. The rain taps softly on metal signs and fences, each material producing a slightly different tone, adding complexity to the simple soundscape. The sound blends into the calm night, becoming one with the silence. The street corners stay quiet and empty, holding the space with a patient stillness. The town feels safe and still, protected by the rain and the darkness. The rain repeats its gentle rhythm without variation, a heartbeat for the sleeping world. The lights glow softly through the gentle rainfall, their halos blurred and beautiful. No activity occurs anywhere. It's as if time itself has slowed down. The night continues quietly, one peaceful moment blending into the next. Water flows slowly along the pavement, carrying away the dust of the day. The clouds remain heavy overhead, a constant, comforting presence. Rain falls evenly over the entire town, giving every street, every roof, every leaf the same gentle attention. The streetlights cast their soft reflections on the wet streets, doubling the light and the beauty. No voices or footsteps appear, leaving the soundscape pure and simple. The rain continues, its gentle, steady fall over the quiet suburban streets. In the dark of night, streetlights cast a faint, soft glow on the wet roads, their light shimmering in countless reflections. You can hear the rain tapping gently on the sidewalks and the roofs of empty cars parked along the curb. Water flows slowly, almost lazily, along the edges of the street, making its way towards the drains. Above, the clouds hang low and heavy, a thick blanket that blocks out the stars and any hint of moonlight. The night air is cool and dense, filled with the clean scent of rain on asphalt and earth. The rainfall is even and consistent, a soft patter on rooftops and fences, creating a soothing, rhythmic soundscape. The entire town seems to hold its breath, silent and still under the steady, soft rain. The dark town feels incredibly calm, a peaceful stillness settling over everything. The rain continues at its slow, even pace, a constant, gentle presence. Trees stand as quiet sentinels, their leaves heavy and dripping with water, adding to the symphony of soft sounds. The sky remains a uniform, dark canvas, hiding any light from the stars or distant city glow. Water gathers in small, shimmering puddles along the sidewalks, mirroring the dim lights above. The street corners, usually hubs of daytime activity, are now empty and silent, belonging only to the night and the rain. The sound of the rain is the only thing that fills the air, a constant, gentle whisper. Through this soft curtain of water, the lights of houses and street lamps glow dimly, their edges softened. There are no footsteps, no voices, no cars passing by, just the pure, uninterrupted sound of the rain. It touches every surface, from leaves to metal signs, gently and evenly. The night feels long and uneventful, a welcome pause from the rush of the day. Above, the clouds remain thick and unmoving, promising that this peaceful rain will continue for a while longer. The night is calm, perhaps even a little dull, but that's its beauty. There are no sudden sounds to interrupt the quiet, no alarms or distant sirens. The wet streets reflect the dim light of the streetlights, creating a world of soft glows and deep shadows. The rain continues at its slow and steady pace, a rhythm that seems to match a resting heartbeat. Water gathers along the edges of the streets, and the scene remains utterly unchanged. A perfect moment of peace stretched out over hours. The rain falls softly tonight, a steady, quiet rhythm against the silent suburban streets. Streetlights cast a faint, hazy glow on the wet roads, their reflections shimmering and stretching across the dark asphalt. Each drop taps gently on the empty sidewalks and the roofs of parked cars, a delicate percussion in the stillness of the night. The entire town seems to hold its breath, silent and still under the steady downpour. On the pavement, puddles form, capturing the soft reflections of the streetlights. There's a profound sense of calm, a peaceful stillness that settles over everything in the dark. The rain continues its slow, even rhythm, a metronome for the sleeping world. The trees stand as quiet sentinels, their leaves heavy and dripping with water. The sky remains an unbroken expanse of dark gray, offering no glimpse of the cosmos beyond. Street corners, usually points of transition and movement, are now empty and silent, belonging only to the night and the rain. There are no footsteps, no voices, no signs of life stirring. The rain touches everything with an impartial gentleness, its touch even and constant. The night feels long and uneventful, a quiet pause in the flow of time. Wet sidewalks shine softly under the streetlights, their surfaces transformed into dark mirrors. The rain carries on its steady, soft fall, a continuous and unchanging presence. From the edges of rooftops, water drips slowly, each drop joining the collective flow on the ground below. Nothing changes in the dark surroundings. The scene is a living photograph, held in a moment of tranquil stasis. The rain repeats its soft, gentle sound, a continuous loop that soothes the senses. The faint reflections of the streetlights dance on the wet pavement, the only movement in a world that has come to a standstill. The rain falls steadily, without interruption, a constant stream from the darkened heavens. The clouds stay thick and heavy, promising that this gentle rain will continue for some time. Water flows slowly toward the drains along the streets, its journey silent and purposeful. The sound of the rain stays smooth and soft, a constant hum that lulls the world into a deeper state of repose. The streetlights remain unwavering, their glow a constant beacon in the misty dark. The road stays empty, a silent ribbon winding through the sleeping neighborhood. Rain touches the rooftops with a gentle persistence, each drop a soft tap on the shingles. The night feels calm and pleasantly dull, free from the drama and noise of the day. No sudden sounds interrupt the quiet, only the ceaseless whisper of the rain. The town is fully asleep, surrendered to the peaceful dominion of the night. The wet streets reflect the dim glow of the streetlights, creating a scene of subdued beauty. The rain continues at its slow and steady pace, a gentle but relentless force. The rain falls evenly across the entire town, a universal baptism for the sleeping world. The night feels long and peaceful, an extended moment of rest and recuperation for everything and everyone. Nothing new appears, no change disturbs the scene. The rain continues its calm, steady fall, a lullaby for the earth. The streetlights cast their soft reflections on the wet roads, painting the darkness with gentle strokes of light. The town remains quiet and still, lost in a collective dream. The clouds drift so slowly they seem not to move at all, a permanent fixture in the night sky. The rain touches all surfaces with its gentle, cooling presence. Its rhythm remains steady and even, a predictable and comforting sound. The night stays profoundly calm, a quiet and uneventful passage. The town remains utterly still under the falling rain, a model of peace. Water moves slowly along the streets, its journey a silent and graceful dance. The rain falls steadily and quietly, the very definition of a peaceful night. The night continues in this state of complete peace, where everything is calm and unchanged. The gentle rhythm continues, a soft and endless song for the sleeping world. Thank you for listening. Follow for more moments of calm and peace. The soft rain continues to fall over the quiet town. Streetlights glow faintly on the wet roads in the dark night. The rain taps gently on empty sidewalks, each drop a quiet note in the evening's melody. Water flows slowly along the edge of the street, a miniature river making its way toward the drains. Above, the clouds remain thick and low in the sky, a soft gray blanket covering everything. The night air feels cool and calm, carrying the fresh scent of rain. Rain falls evenly on rooftops and fences, a steady, rhythmic drumming that soothes the senses. The town stays silent under this steady rainfall, wrapped in a deep and peaceful slumber. Streetlights reflect softly on puddles scattered across the pavement, creating shimmering pools of light in the darkness. Everything feels still and ordinary, a moment of pure tranquility, frozen in time. The rain continues at the same slow rhythm, a constant, gentle companion. The rain continues its steady fall, washing the world clean. Streetlights reflect faintly on wet pavement, their light softened and diffused by the moisture in the air. No movement appears anywhere, as if the world is holding its breath. The town rests quietly under the dark sky, every house and every street enveloped in peace. The clouds stay heavy and thick, promising more of this gentle rain throughout the night. Water flows slowly toward the drains, its journey guided by the subtle slopes of the street. The sound of the rain stays soft, a murmur that never rises to a roar. Streetlights remain steady and dim, faithful sentinels watching over the empty streets. The road stays empty and silent, a dark ribbon cutting through the quiet landscape. Rain touches the rooftops gently, a soft tapping that is both heard and felt. The night feels calm and almost dreamlike, a moment suspended outside of ordinary time. No sudden sounds interrupt the quiet, only the steady, soothing patter of the rain. The town remains asleep, lost in its collective dream. Wet streets reflect the dim yellow light of the lamps, creating a warm, inviting glow against the cool blue of the night. Rain touches all surfaces gently, a soft caress on the sleeping town. The soft night continues under the gentle rain. Streetlights cast soft reflections on the wet streets, painting the town in hues of gold and silver. No voices or footsteps appear. The silence is complete. The rain falls steadily and quietly, each drop a whisper. The night continues in complete peace, an undisturbed oasis of calm. Everything remains placid and unchanged, a testament to the quiet beauty of a simple, rainy night. The world outside this small town may be bustling, but here there is only the gentle rain and the profound, beautiful silence it brings. It's a reminder that even in the darkest night, there is a quiet, steady beauty to be found, if we just take a moment to listen. Streetlights cast a faint, gentle glow upon the wet roads, their light diffused by the low-hanging dark clouds. On the empty sidewalks, the rain taps out a soft, rhythmic melody, a sound that is both calming and constant. Along the edge of the street, water moves slowly, a quiet river guided by the curb. The clouds overhead are thick and low, a dark ceiling that holds the night's stillness close. In the air, there's a cool, calm feeling, a sense of peace that only a rainy night can bring. The rain falls evenly, touching everything with its gentle persistence. It drums softly on rooftops and fences, each drop adding to the serene chorus. The town is silent, its usual daytime hustle replaced by the steady whisper of the rainfall. On the ground, shallow puddles form, mirroring the soft glow of the streetlights. Everything feels still, ordinary, and deeply peaceful. The rain continues at its same slow, predictable rhythm, a natural metronome for the sleeping world. Trees stand quietly in the darkness, their leaves heavy with water, dripping methodically onto the ground below. Looking up, the sky remains a canvas of dark, unbroken cloud, with no stars visible to pierce the gloom. Near the sidewalks, water gathers calmly, forming small, still pools that reflect the dim light. Street corners, usually points of transition and activity, are now empty and quiet, held in a state of suspended animation. The sound of rain is the only thing that fills the night air, a constant and soothing presence. Through the veil of falling rain, the lights from windows and street lamps glow dimly, their sharpness softened by the moisture in the air. There are no footsteps, no voices, no signs of life stirring anywhere. The rain touches every surface: asphalt, concrete, glass, and metal, gently and without preference. From rooftops, water drips slowly, a sound that punctuates the otherwise constant hush of the rain. In the dark surroundings, nothing changes. The scene is a living photograph, subtly shifting yet fundamentally the same. The air itself feels peaceful and still, carrying the clean scent of rain on pavement. The sound repeats, the same gentle patter over and over, lulling the world into a deeper state of rest. Streetlights reflect faintly on the wet pavement, their light shimmering with a subtle, liquid quality. No movement appears anywhere. The night is a study in tranquility, almost boring in its calmness, which is precisely its charm. The rain falls steadily, without any change in its intensity or pace. The town rests quiet and secure under the dark, protective sky. The sound of the rain stays soft and smooth, a consistent, unbroken whisper. The streetlights remain steady and dim, reliable beacons in the dark. The road, a main artery by day, stays empty and silent, belonging only to the night and the rain. With a delicate touch, the rain lands on rooftops, creating a sound so soft it almost blends into the silence. The night feels calm and pleasantly dull, free from drama or surprise. No sudden sounds interrupt the quiet, allowing the gentle symphony of the rain to play on. The town remains asleep, its inhabitants dreaming under the steady percussion of the rain. Wet streets reflect a dim yellow light, turning the ordinary into something beautiful and painterly. The rain continues at its slow, measured pace, a constant companion to the sleeping world. The clouds remain low and dark, a comforting presence overhead. In the cool, relaxed air, you can almost feel the tension of the day washing away. Along the road edges, water gathers, its surface perfectly still, except for the dimples created by falling raindrops. The sound of the rain continues, the soundtrack to this peaceful night. It feels long, this night, but in a good way a long, uninterrupted stretch of peace. Nothing new appears. No cars pass, no animals stir. The calm fall of the rain continues. Streetlights cast their soft reflections on the wet roads, the light dancing and shifting with every ripple. Streetlights cast their soft, wavering reflections on the wet streets, turning the mundane into something magical. The clouds remain thick and dark, holding the night in their embrace. The rain continues its even fall on rooftops and roads, a constant, soothing presence. No voices or footsteps can be heard. The air feels calm and cool, fresh and clean. The town remains still, a quiet tableau under the falling rain. Water moves slowly along the streets, its journey silent and deliberate. The rain falls steadily and quietly, a whisper that fills the entire soundscape. The night continues in this state of complete peace, a sanctuary from the noise of the world. Everything remains calm and unchanged, a moment of perfect, uninterrupted serenity. As you listen, let the gentle sound of the rain wash over you, bringing with it a sense of deep relaxation and tranquility. Thank you for being here tonight. Follow for more moments of peace. The late night air is cool and calm, filled with a gentle, steady sound of soft rain. It continues its rhythm, tapping lightly on the empty sidewalks nearby. Streetlights glow faintly, their soft light reflecting on wet roads where there's no movement to be seen. Water moves slowly along the quiet curb, making its way toward unseen drains. Overhead, the clouds remain thick and heavy, a dark blanket covering the night sky. The rain falls evenly on silent rooftops, a constant, soothing patter. Under this steady rainfall, the entire town stays quiet and still. The reflections of streetlights shimmer softly in the shallow puddles that are formed on the pavement. Everything feels ordinary and serene, caught in a moment of stillness. The rain keeps its slow, unwavering rhythm, a natural metronome for the sleeping world. In the darkness, trees stand quietly, their leaves heavy and dripping with moisture. The sky remains completely dark, with no stars visible through the thick cloud cover. Water gathers calmly near the sidewalks, forming little streams that flow with a gentle purpose. Every street corner remains empty and silent, untouched by the usual hustle and bustle of life. The sound of rain is all that fills the night, a complete and peaceful soundscape. Through the falling rain, the lights of the town glow dimly, their beams softened and diffused. There are no footsteps, no voices, no signs of life anywhere. The rain touches every surface gently, from the asphalt of the roads to the leaves on the trees. The night feels long and uneventful, a peaceful expanse of time stretching out under the soft downpour. Wet sidewalks shine softly, capturing the muted glow of the streetlights. The unmoving clouds hang low overhead, a constant presence in the tranquil scene. The rain continues its steady fall, a persistent but gentle force. The town remains calm and undisturbed, wrapped in a blanket of quiet and moisture. From the rooftops, water drips slowly, each drop joining the collective sound of the rain. In the quiet darkness, nothing changes. The air itself feels peaceful and still, carrying the clean scent of rain. The gentle sound repeats over and over, a lulling, hypnotic pattern. Streetlights reflect faintly on the wet pavement, creating abstract patterns of light on the dark surface. There is no movement anywhere, just a constant, vertical descent of raindrops. The night remains peaceful and calm, a welcome respite from the noise of the day. The rain falls steadily, without change, without end. Under the heavy clouds, the town rests quietly. The clouds stay thick and unmoving, a vast, dark ceiling. Water flows slowly toward the drains, guided by the gentle slope of the streets. The sound of the rain stays soft and consistent, a gentle murmur that fills the silence. The streetlights remain steady and dim, reliable beacons in the dark. The road stays empty and silent, a black ribbon cutting through the sleeping town. The rain touches the rooftops gently, a soft drumming that you can almost feel. The night feels calm and peaceful, a quiet interlude. No sudden sounds break the stillness, only the persistent, gentle whisper of the rain. The town remains fast asleep under the steady fall of rain. Wet streets reflect the dim yellow light from the lamps, creating a warm, hazy glow. The rain continues at its slow, measured pace, never rushing, never stopping. The clouds remain low and dark, obscuring the moon and stars. The air feels cool and relaxed against the skin. Along the edges of the road, water gathers, pooling and flowing in the darkness. The scene remains completely unchanged, a perfect tableau of a rainy night. Rain taps softly on metal signs, the sound blending seamlessly into the broader symphony of the night. The street corners stay still and quiet, silent witnesses to the downpour. The town feels safe and cocooned in this quiet, watery world. The rain repeats its gentle rhythm, a constant and reassuring presence. Through the veil of falling water, the lights glow softly, their brightness muted. No activity appears anywhere. The world has paused. The night continues quietly, one peaceful moment flowing into the next. Water flows slowly along the pavement, tracing the contours of the ground. The thick clouds remain overhead, holding the darkness and the rain. The rain falls evenly across the entire town, a universal blessing of quiet and calm. The street remains silent, save for the sound of the rain itself. And that sound continues, a soft, endless whisper. The night feels long and deeply peaceful. Nothing new appears, no disruptions, no surprises. The rain continues its calm fall, washing the world clean. Streetlights reflect softly on the wet roads, their light scattered and beautiful. The town remains quiet and still, as if holding its breath. The clouds do not move quickly. They are a stationary feature of this tranquil night. The rain touches all surfaces gently, with an even and impartial hand. Its rhythm stays steady, a heartbeat for the sleeping town. The night remains uneventful and calm, a perfect time for rest. Water flows slowly into the drains, disappearing into the earth below. A profound silence surrounds the sound of the rain, amplifying its soothing quality. The town stays asleep, dreaming under a sky of water. The rain continues steadily, without pause, a constant in a world that is always changing. Everything remains the same, locked in this peaceful moment. The soft night continues, wrapped in rain and darkness. Below, the streetlights cast soft reflections, painting the wet ground with light. The clouds remain thick and dark, a protective layer over the quiet world. The rain continues to fall evenly on the rooftops, a steady, gentle percussion. No voices or footsteps appear, not even a distant echo. The air feels calm and cool, fresh and clean. The town remains still, content under the rain. Water moves slowly along the streets, a quiet river in the night. The rain falls steadily and quietly, a soft but persistent murmur. The night continues in peace, and everything remains calm and unchanged. Welcome, and thank you for joining me for this moment of tranquility. Let's step into a quiet night, where the world slows down and finds its peace under a gentle, steady rain. The night sky hangs heavy and dark over a silent industrial area. Rain begins to fall, a steady and consistent rhythm against the quiet landscape. Tall, imposing structures, silhouettes against the deep gray clouds, stand watch over the empty streets. Large warehouses line the paths, their walls appearing dark and worn by time and weather. The rain lands softly on their vast metal roofs, a gentle drumming that spreads evenly through the air, creating a soothing, all-encompassing sound. There are no signs of life within these buildings. No lights flicker on. No movement is seen through the darkened windows. The entire place feels still, as if holding its breath. Water begins to flow in slow, meandering streams along the wide concrete paths, tracing the gentle inclines of the ground. Puddles form near the deserted loading docks, their surfaces disturbed only by the constant arrival of raindrops, creating small, concentric ripples that expand and disappear in a mesmerizing dance. The air is cool and clean, washed by the rain. A feeling of quiet solitude permeates everything. Tall chain-link fences line the edge of the road, their metal surfaces gleaming as rain runs down them in silvery rivulets. In the distance, streetlights cast a weak, diffused glow, their light struggling to pierce the damp air, barely reaching the wet ground below. The road itself remains empty, a long, dark ribbon stretching into the silent night. No trucks rumble by, no cars slice through the darkness with their headlights. The rain continues, its ceaseless, gentle descent, a constant presence in the deepening night. It's a calm, reassuring sound, a natural lullaby. The massive storage buildings begin to fade into the background, their sharp edges softening until only their general outlines are visible against the dark sky. Water moves with a quiet determination, flowing slowly towards unseen drains, its journey marked by the soft gurgle that joins the chorus of the rain. The sound is smooth, a consistent white noise that washes away the day's concerns. Nothing changes in this scene. Time seems to stand still. The area feels abandoned, yet there's a profound sense of peace in its emptiness. The rain keeps falling at the same unhurried pace, a gentle metronome for the sleeping world. Dark clouds hang low, blanketing the sky and creating a cozy, enclosed feeling. The ground shines, reflecting the dim, distant lights like a dark, polished mirror. No footsteps echo on the pavement. No voices break the calm. The silence is complete, absolute, and deeply restful. Rain touches every surface, a soft, universal caress. It lands on the corrugated metal of closed roll-up doors, which remain still and silent. There is no hint of activity behind them. The night feels long, stretching out into a peaceful eternity. The rain repeats its steady rhythm, a familiar and comforting pattern. Those dim, distant lights, captured on the wet concrete, create abstract, shimmering reflections that dance with every drop. The industrial yard stays empty, a vast expanse of stillness. No motion breaks the tranquil spell. Large pipes run along the sides of the buildings, utilitarian and stark. Water drips slowly from their joints and valves, each drop adding a slightly different note to the symphony of the rain, a gentle percussion that blends seamlessly into the whole. The air feels heavy, not with oppression, but with the cool, damp weight of the rain-soaked atmosphere. There is nothing here to draw the eye, nothing to demand attention. It's a scene that invites you to simply be, to listen. The rain falls evenly across the ground, treating every surface with the same gentle touch. The darkness is soft and calm, not frightening but protective. No movement appears anywhere. The road remains silent, a forgotten path in a sleeping world. The clouds stay thick overhead, a soft ceiling for this quiet room. The sound of the rain fills every corner of the space, a constant, soothing presence. Everything feels wonderfully dull and peaceful. It's as a scene that encourages the mind to let go of its frantic pace and settle into a state of deep relaxation. The night continues without change, each moment a perfect copy of the last. Water flows quietly along the pavement, a silent river in a concrete landscape. The scene stays calm, a perfect portrait of stillness. No new details emerge to disturb the peace. The industrial area rests, breathing slowly under its blanket of rain. The lights in the distance remain dim, unwavering. The ground stays wet and dark, absorbing the steady fall of water. No engines start, no doors creak open. The rhythm of the rain continues, a steady heartbeat for the quiet night. The air remains still, untouched by any breeze. The night feels deep and profoundly quiet. Nothing moves in the distance. The rain falls evenly on metal and concrete, on asphalt and glass, uniting everything in its gentle wash. The sound stays constant, a reliable and unchanging comfort. The scene remains unchanged, a testament to the beauty of simplicity. Water slowly and silently disappears into the drains, completing its journey. Everything stays the same. The industrial night remains quiet, a sanctuary of peace. The rain falls steadily, a gentle but persistent force. The darkness holds still, a calm and reassuring presence. This tranquility continues, a seemingly endless moment of peace. Let the sound of the rain wash over you, clearing your mind and soothing your spirit. Let the stillness of the night guide you into a state of deep, restful calm. Thank you for sharing this peaceful moment. Stay safe and rest well. The calm rain continues to fall, a gentle and steady rhythm through the very quiet night. This is a story of soft rain designed to relax your mind and help you drift into a deep and peaceful sleep. Imagine the scene with me. A soft, steady rain is falling on an empty road beneath a blanket of heavy, dark clouds. Streetlights cast a very faint glow, and their light reflects across the wet, dark pavement, creating a shimmering, watery surface. The night feels profoundly calm and slow, with no movement anywhere to disturb the stillness. The rain continues at the same gentle rhythm, without any change, a constant, soothing sound. The air is cool and quiet, filling the empty streets with a sense of peace. The wet ground shines softly under the dim, yellow light from the distant street lamps. No cars pass through this silent road. No footsteps echo in the distance. There is only the sound of the rain tapping lightly on the smooth asphalt. Water gathers slowly near the curb, forming little streams that meander along the edge of the road. Small, delicate ripples move gently across the shallow puddles that are formed on the pavement, each one a tiny whirl reflecting the dim light above. The sky remains dark and unmoving, a vast, starless canvas. The clouds stay thick and low, hanging over the quiet town like a protective blanket. The street feels long and empty, stretching out into the darkness. The rain continues its calm and steady descent without pause, a constant companion in the quiet of the night. Nothing interrupts this peaceful silence. The buildings that line the street remain dark and quiet, their windows like closed eyes. No light shows from within any of them. The pavement stays wet and smooth. A quiet gurgling sound joining the gentle patter of the raindrops. There is no wind to move through the air, no rustling leaves or swaying branches. The scene remains perfectly, beautifully boring and calm. The rain touches every surface gently, from the rooftops to the roads, to the leaves on the silent trees. The darkness feels soft and safe, a comforting presence that wraps around you. Nothing draws your attention, nothing demands your focus. The road remains completely empty, a path to nowhere and everywhere. The rain continues evenly, without any change in its pace or intensity. The quiet feels deep and relaxing, sinking into your bones and calming your spirit. The air stays cool and still, a refreshing and clean feeling against your skin. No shadows move across the ground, as everything is held in a state of perfect stillness. The sound of the rain remains constant, a predictable and reassuring rhythm that you can anchor your thoughts to. Everything stays the same. No sudden sounds appear to startle you or break the spell of the night. The silence feels complete, absolute. The rain continues gently, each drop a tiny note in this symphony of peace. The streetlights glow faintly, without any flicker, their light a steady, reassuring beacon in the dark. The road stays empty and quiet, a testament to the deep sleep of the town. The rain repeats the same soft, hypnotic rhythm over and over again. Each second marked by the soft fall of a raindrop. The rain falls softly on the road, washing it clean. Everything feels repetitive and calm, a predictable pattern that allows your mind to let go and relax completely. No motion appears in Thetistan Sea. The night stays very, very quiet. The rain keeps falling gently, a constant, soothing presence. The road remains silent. The calm continues, seemingly without end. The rain continues calmly as the quiet night slowly drifts on. Everything remains still, peaceful, and unchanged under the gentle, falling rain. Allow this sound, this feeling of deep tranquility, to carry you into a restful and rejuvenating sleep. Good night.